to like NYU and also Columbia for hosting Lion Hack. This is my first time going, so it was really, really fun. And even though like a lot of us, the whole team, didn't really get a lot of sleep, and like we hadn't really even, well, personally, I haven't really gotten to poop yet, so I'm kind of like really, really out of it. But I still had a really, really great time. I'm super, super excited. I know we all are to like present our project. We worked really hard, and like all the front ends devs were able to make a really, really sexy front end, and the back end devs spent so much time working on it. So to us, this is just a really, really cool opportunity to share our project. But before we continue, my name is Tommy.
I'm Vihan.
I'm Carol.
I'm Brendan.
And I'm Tim.
And yeah, so next slide. Yeah. So we're students coming from Berkeley, UC Berkeley. We're also part of a club on campus called Blockchain at Berkeley. And yeah, so I'm sure you guys are probably wondering what SolSTASH is. We went with the traffic building on Solana. And our slogan is basically invest in the future of Solana. And doesn't really make a lot of sense, but if you go to the next slide, please. In one short, really brief sentence, a basic high-level overview of what we are is the first Solana-native ETF exchange that lets users trade SOL coins for a whole stash of assets in just 3 clicks. And hence the stash kind of represents SolSTASH. Carol?
So I'll take it from there. So let's talk about why this is ever necessary, which I think the mic is unnecessary. Do you agree? Hello?
Keep it.
Okay, let's keep it just in case the people online might need it. Okay, great. So we always know that there's when you are trying to invest in an ecosystem, you probably want a basket of like 50, 100, or at least 10 tokens in your box. But however, that means you might need to go through tens and hundreds of clicks to get all these in. And what's worse, you have to get your time keeping track of the tokens and then rebalancing things and doing all this work. At the end of the day, you're probably just gonna pick some, like the most generic token and not really care about the ecosystem. So here we're saying that we should have an easy way to have stake in an entire ecosystem, aside from just the platform token or the ecosystem token. So in this case, we can let users to click as little time as possible. We will take care of the rebalancing, and then making sure we're generating the best returns by taking a weighted, averaged, rebalance approach. So I think without further ado, let's look at our sexy front end.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a live demo now as to our actual product. So yeah, this is, wait for it. How amazing front end. Investing in the future of Solana. Yeah, so front end go burr. I'm gonna choose a wallet. We're gonna connect Phantom, but we're just using the standard Solana wallet adapter, so you can use any standard Solana wallet. We're gonna connect, and wow, transition, amazing. This is the main dashboard. This is where all the magic happens. First thing you're gonna notice is on the left-hand side here, we have all the different bundles or stashes you can choose from. At the moment, we just have 2, but in the future, we hope to expand this or even allow users to create their own bundles. So the standard one we're gonna go with is, I guess, 1-to-4 split of Radium, Serum, Bonafide, and Selene, just some of the bigger protocols at Solana right now. But as you can see, we also have another one with different splits. Depending on which stash you want to invest in, you can choose accordingly, and of course purchase them. On the bottom, we have our fancy graph, as all crypto websites need. You know, investments go burr, to the moon, wagyu, whatever you want to say. Cool graph. Anyways, yeah, so actual demo time. Let's say I want to actually invest in the stash. I'm going to enter how much Solana I want to convert, for example, 0.01. Actually, we'll just do 0.1, bigger number. It's going to confirm my transaction. We can click swap. Yeah, of course, it brings up the Phantom Connect, approve. It's going to process the transaction. Pretty much what's going on in the back end is we're first using Orca to actually purchase the baskets. We're going to then deposit those into our smart contract. It's going to mint us the equivalent stash token. So if you'll just give it a second, because Solana is super fast compared to Ethereum. It should process soon. Someone cue the Jeopardy music, please. Yeah. Huh. Give me a second. In the meantime, how's everyone doing? Solana, please do your thing. Okay, perfect. Wow, let's go. Thank you, Solana. As you can see, we've deposited or purchased 0.1 of our stash. It's essentially sent it to our smart contract and minted it. So if you go back to our main page, you can see we went from, wow, 0.36 to 0.46 stash. Wow, we have our stash now. Amazing. So now we can try and withdraw it. So we withdraw 0.02. Here, let me just refresh the page too. Yep, our Solana went down to 0.72 transaction fees. Amazing, still better than EVM. Cool. We're gonna withdraw 0.02 Solana. It's gonna go approve. Bam. Withdrawal successful. I'm gonna go to the Solana Explorer. This time it's actually surprisingly fast. Let's go. As you can see, we're burning our token. This is essentially just the same as redeeming it. We don't want to overflow the ecosystem. Cool, that was successful. And if I refresh the page, boom, we have 0.74 Solana now. We've essentially withdrawn our 0.02 stash. So now we're going to disconnect it one more time to see fancy transition. Amazing. That is our front end and demo. Thank you for watching.
Cool, so how does this all work behind the scenes? So our app has three main parts. So first, as you just seen, we have an incredible front end, mainly made out of React and a bunch of fancy styling. We have Phantom wallet integration, but we can integrate with any wallet because we're just using the standard wallet API. We're also running a backend, which is a Node.js server. It has its own private key embedded in it, so it can call the smart contract. Right now, it's mainly used for caching data and rebalancing. And finally, we have our smart contracts deployed. Right now, the contracts are primarily responsible for minting, burning, and swapping into and out of the ETF. And Orca is our current swap provider, but in the future, we aim to just integrate with a bunch of different providers so that we get the best prices for everyone. So how does buying an ETF work? So first, in order to buy an ETF, the user will first need to deposit SOL into our contract. Then our contract will go to the swaps and swap into the appropriate pairs of tokens that the user wants to hold. And then the contract will mint some amount of token that represents the user's stake in the pool. And then finally, the user can use these tokens to monitor their position. They can withdraw, deposit as they please. And for selling, it's really similar. In that first, the user must delegate the contract permission in order to modify their ETF tokens. And then the contract will then burn the tokens and swap back and swap out of the ETF into Solana and give the Solana back to the user. So in this way, the user has a really easy option to exit the ETF if they so choose.
All right, now I'm going to talk about why we chose Solana as the best blockchain for our project. The first one is Solana is extremely fast. Its block confirmation times are way faster than Ethereum, which means if you're a new user or you're an experienced user, it's just a lot more friendly and a much better experience to work with a system that works really fast. Additionally, low gas fees are really fantastic. If you saw on our demo, our gas fees were almost negligible, which means you can really easily make lots of investment trades, you can rebalance and invest in a lot of tokens without having to worry too much about the cost. And the last thing is the ecosystem. Solana has a fantastic ecosystem with tons of projects, which make it a really great thing to invest into, and just gave us a lot of options in development. All right, thank you so much.
Any questions?
What happens if you don't have enough Solana left over after a transfer that you can't leave your, Solana back because you don't have gas fees? Is that not an issue?
Yeah, so I think kind of the idea behind that is that right now it's just a hackathon project, but I think in the future we would have to have checks to just make sure that you have enough Solana to actually get the amount of the ETF that you want. And we're also going to try to get all these transactions to happen atomically, so either they all happen or none of them happen, similar to kind of flash swaps, so that we're kind of not messing up the balance of the pool if the user can't get some of the later tokens.
Do you anticipate these all trading, they're standardized across, let's say, pools, certain weightings? So there'd be a market of liquidity for, the 25% weighting of assets. That, and then also, what's the flexibility around rebalancing frequency or even rebalancing algorithms? What are you guys thinking about that?
Yeah, so speaking of the first question, so we are not an AMM, we're more so an ETF, a bundle. So we're trading on AMMs to get these swaps in and out. And regarding rebalancing, we're more so envisioning a periodic time of like daily to weekly, and then we can have those automated jobs triggering those rebalances because the gas price is really low. So in that case, if things are kind of going really up or down based on their current prices, we can be then like rebalancing to the best return curve possible. Yep, does that
I was
make
just,
sense?
yeah, I was just wondering because you know, if it's a predictable time frame, just worrying about front running and things like that. If I know you rebalance at 4 o'clock every day, I'm gonna place a buy if I know the weights and how much you can purchase.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, and that's also why we're trying to integrate more of DEXs and aggregator in, so that we can pick the good prices around. And also, like, we could potentially use like a randomized time point, but I think based on the current liquidity, I don't think that will be a problem in the short term. But thank you for the question. Okay, with that, I think thank you everyone for having us here.